In the previous episode of YOLO Hangout,
first time walking into a pharmacy to purchase a condom. Oh, when I got it, the first question the pharmacist asked me was, "Who sent you?" I was like, "I'm going to use it." Then they were,
Condoms is not 100%, and sometimes you get carried away. Right now, when you are doing it, I think you do it under pressure.
today the discussion gets even hotter.
Everyone who impacts positively in one's life is a good role model.
I personally will choose a role model based on what I'm passionate about.
This is the YOLO Hangout. It's the only program on TV where we meet to discuss issues pertaining to adolescent reproductive health. It is brought to you by the National Population Council, supported by USAID and facilitated by Communicate for Health. On today's episode, we are talking social media, how social media affects the youth, and sexually transmitted infections. Now, you can still keep up with us by posting your thoughts to our social media handles. It's YOLO Ghana on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Good life. Good life. YOLO. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Yeah, don't waste any time. He's waiting. You have to make up your mind though.
Come on, yeah, this is the only way. If you really want to hang out with us, you've got to step up and do this. Go.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to focus on my education.
What?
Here's your phone.
Be a positive influence on your friends. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life. It's an everyday thing. Good life. Live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
Welcome back. So as per usual, today I have a guest presenter with me who is going to help me and alongside the audience discuss bisect and dissect issues from YOLO. For my guest presenter today is none other than Araba. Hello, Araba.
Hi.
Okay, for those who do not know, Araba is known in real life as Gali.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm okay. I'm doing really well. Anyway, how has the industry been treating you after YOLO?
I think it's been good. I have a few contracts that I'll be starting, but for now it's basically school.
So mentioning school, how is it combining time on YOLO and then school?
Quite tough because sometimes you have to lie to your lecturers that probably you're sick in the hospital, and then you have to be on set. Also, you have script, you have your books to read, a bit challenging, but once you get used to it, I'm sure you'll find your way.
Now, on the set of YOLO, how well did you bond with all of the people, your fellow actors?
Honestly, it was very easy. I didn't know most of them. It was only Cyril because Cyril way back, good old days and the rest. So apart from him, I didn't know anybody else. But I think when we all got on board, we just clicked for some way. I don't know how it happened, but we just vibed all together. There wasn't any hard struggle. We understood each other, and then we knew we had to do this, you know, for successful shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since social media is part of our topics of discussion today, tell us how well YOLO boosted your social media.
Personally, I wasn't the social media person, but apparently I'm supposed to have it if I'm in the industry. So my very good friend has to create one for me, which was the Instagram. When she created it, after a month or two, I realized I had like tons of followers. And you know, sometimes you have to like keep up with the conversations with them. I think it's actually helped because there was a contract I got based on the fact that I had a lot of followers. So it's to some extent it was very helpful. I mean, it is helpful.
So now we are going to take a look at some episodes of YOLO.
The kind of normal thing where I do.
This is the guy who said I should come and visit him.
Really?
He even said I should take sexy pictures of myself and send it to him on WhatsApp.
What? And what did he tell you?
Yeah, I said okay.
Felicia, you said okay. As in, you send the pictures. Huh?
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure, why not?
The other night, I had a dream about him.
Hey!
Yes. In the dream, he came to my house and wanted us to go to the movies. Then when we went to the movies, we started kissing and it was fun.
Hey, Felicia, my little girl. How old are you again?
Start about be 14 next 2 weeks. Now I'm grown.
I can see.
Welcome back. You're still watching the YOLO Hangout. Our first set of discussions, we are talking about role models.
Okay.
You were a role model in YOLO to Felicia. Yes. So let's talk about that.
Okay, I think Araba played a very good role in that aspect, in the sense that she was very selfless, had to help the younger ones know what is right, what is not right, because we also have peers around us that may be positive or negative, you know. So Araba being positive, or Araba trying to put Felicia on the right path, I think was great. Yes.
Great. So talk to me. How did Araba fare in handling Felicia's situation?
Valerie, I think Araba impacted positively in Felicia's life. So everyone who impacts positively in one's life is a good role model. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm Kamel, and I think Araba played a good role model in Felicia's life, because this time around you don't really see people like her advising kids or younger people to be decent. You bring a problem to somebody, the person rather advise you to do the bad thing, but she really did good by telling Felicia to abstain. And
so do you think Felicia's access to the right information about sexuality helped her in dealing with cycle?
And I think the information Felicia had from Araba is very good. From some of the scenes, we could see Felicia almost fell for Cycle's lies and all that. If not being Araba coming to her aid, it would have been very bad. She would have given in to Cycles.
So now we are going to take a look at some episodes of YOLO.
Araba, guess what? We have fun fair in our school today, and guess who came around? Cycle.
How come?
I have no idea. He sent a message to me through a day student in town that he's waiting to see me in town and that he brought me something cool and some money.
Felicia, I don't like the sound of this. He came all the way there to see you.
Yes, but I had no idea. The fun hasn't even started.
Do you still have the info pack that I gave you? That booklet?
Yes, if my DKCR friends are reading it, because it's really informative.
Remember we agreed that we should abstain from sex?
Yes, Araba. A promise is a promise.
Still on Araba intervening in Felicia's life, okay? Now, there are a lot of instances. One example is when Cycle went to Felicia's school for the fanfare and asked her to come into town, okay? She had to call Araba, and then Araba advised her on what to do. And also, Cycle asked her to send some nude photos, and she also had to go to Araba to advise her on what to do. So, what would you say about that?
Okay, I would say that it's true that if Araba didn't intervene, she would have do all these things. But Araba wouldn't be around all the time to advise her to do this and do that.
Talking about Felicia always going to Araba for advice is very good. I think the young people coming up should be able to open up to their parents just like Felicia has been doing. And it's good on how Araba communicates with Felicia. She's so open and advises her on the way. So I think our parents should also be like that to the kids.
So how close are you to your parents? Or do you think someone that you're very close to is the one you see as a role model? Should the person be very popular or
very old?
Or very old before you deem the person role model?
Having a good role model doesn't matter about the age of the person and how far the person is. All that matters is the impact that the person have on you.
It's I really think that to have a role model, the age of the person doesn't really matter. What matters is the knowledge that the person impacts into your life. And you don't necessarily have to have a role model who is very popular and well known. Your big brother can be a role model. Your dad, your close friend even can be a role model, even someone you are older than. Because what matters is the knowledge that the person impacts into your life.
What qualities do you look out for before you decide, okay, I want this person as a role model, or I want that person as a role model?
Okay, I personally will choose a role model based on what I'm passionate about. If the person does something I really like and I enjoy most, so I would like to pick the person as my role model.
A role model is someone who has positive influence on especially the youth. Because me personally, my dad is my role model because I was the type, I was so into my friends, like my peers got me, as in the negative side. And I had my brothers who were advising me, and I thought they didn't like me at that very moment. But as my dad sat me down and advised me about how to live with my peers and stuff, I just got to know that my peers are just to roll with, and that's all. But the best thing is to do the right thing at the right time.
And that brings me to the question of social media and its pressures on today's youth. How is social media affecting us negatively and positively?
I was in a group some time ago, and I received a message about God, and I posted it in the group. I said nobody sees them. Like they didn't even cough for that you hear. Like they all skipped it. So one of my friends was like, Charlie, I've got this idea. Let's do it and see thoughts of people. So we did a video, and we brought a girl coming to twerk. So as soon as the girl came down, we paused the video and we were like,
saw that video.
So
You said
so people are like, Charlie, you fool now. So if you go borrow bundle, can't download. Right? You see, so it's affecting us negatively, seriously, because the negative aspect is more than the positive aspect.
It's time for us to see what our friends in town have to say about this topic.
Well, social media has been very effective and affected us in certain ways, both positive and negative. What I would say with the opposite sex is, one, it's breaking that barrier of shyness a little bit. Because, for instance, if I like a girl and I'm supposed to talk to her physically, I might start a conversation, then when we meet, we'll continue. So, for instance, it has helped in a certain positive way.
And when it comes to the negative aspect, people may use the social media to post like sexual bad pictures, which is not supposed, or a human being is not supposed to post.
The Yellow Youth Corner has some expert advice for us on this topic.
Social media is a powerful tool for learning, entertainment, and keeping in touch with friends and loved ones. It has helped to improve society in several ways. But just like any powerful tool, social media can be used for both good and bad. Social media can easily ruin someone's reputation through the spread of false stories and other malicious content, including pictures and other files which are meant for private use. Young people must know that files they share on social media are always stored on servers in several countries across the world. The internet never forgets what you share. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
Meet Sandra. She's 16 years old. Her dream was to become a doctor. She began studying hard to achieve her dream. It seemed nothing could stop her. That is until she met Bob. Her friends warned her to take it slow, but she wouldn't listen. And then she missed a period. Now her parents are disappointed in her. She can hardly face all those she loves, and her friends pretend they don't know her. And as for Bob, all because she missed one period. As a teenager, every period counts while you're in school to achieve your dreams. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life, it's an everyday thing. Good life, live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
Welcome back. You're still watching the YOLO Hangout. So now we are going to take a look at some episodes of YOLO.
legs are shaking.
Hey, so I observed something. The way your hands and so you need to go to the hospital.
Eh? Or better still, Betty's mom is a nurse. I could take you there for examination.
Quick medication can help you.
On the road, monster. You forgot to do this HIV test.
Do you want to tease me? I don't mind you. Okay?
Mind me.
I
You
don't
forgot to do the
mind
test.
you.
But George, we are talking about STI. Why you won't take HIV?
See, today now me the you on the same level, but right there, she say you they go off.
Oh.
The HIV why be aliens then they catch.
Moving on to our next topic, STIs. Now, thanks to George and Mrs. Wiafe, we are getting a clear sense of who is in danger of contracting STIs. Is George right in advising his friends to go for testing?
He advised his friends because he knows what his friends does, like they do, what they do. Like they involve themselves in girls and other stuff. So that's what I think George did, and it's the right thing.
I had a personal experience whereby I went to get a haircut, but the barber was attending to another person. So after he finished using the blade on the person, I just took it to just cut my nose or something, and I got cut. So
your heart cut.
My heart cut straight up. Like for 1 week, now no feel bad. Yeah, so like I was confused. So I just talked to my dad. So like he saw the wound and he was like, let's go. So we went to 37 and they did like the tests and I was I was free.
Has anyone had an STI that you want to share with us?
So I had an experience and I was very scared. I spoke to my mom and then we went to see a psychologist and then she spoke to me about having tests. It wasn't just this STIs. I had tests of STDs. I was very scared. So I had to go through it. Within 1 week the results came in and it was all good.
And you were positive.
Seriously. I can't prove it.
That's one thing to chip in.
So that made you positive, eh?
Yeah. That's one thing to chip in. Have you realized that with all our phones, we like to Google a lot? And so when your symptoms can creepy pay, you want to go and Google. Then the first thing you see is like, symptoms of AIDS. And then now you've concluded when you're AIDS. So already you start growing lead from the house before you even go.
So now we are going to take a look at some episodes of YOLO.
I don't want to go see her. She's not feeling well. And I'm suspecting that she has STI.
Auntie Maggie, are you serious?
Don't you know that the moment you have unprotected sex, you should rush to the hospital for checkup? See, if you boys don't take care, either through Charles or Sewa, all of you will be wiped out of this area.
Okay, let's move on, but still on the topic of STIs. Now, we see in YOLO that Mrs. Wiafe is trying her possible best to warn the youth against STIs. Are there responsible adults in your neighborhood like Mrs. Wiafe? And do you also think that Mrs. Wiafe should continue, being on the neck of the youth, or she should just mind her own business?
I think Mrs. Wiafe is doing a very great job, but sometimes she likes to exaggerate too much. Sometimes she'll be like, hey George, like that thing. So at first you get scared, thinking that what you are doing is, it's not good or something. But before the advice comes in, sometimes she should just ease up on the exaggeration.
Yeah. I also agree, not just with Mrs. Wiafe, but I think even in our own neighborhoods, there are adults who would try to put you on the right path, but I think the way they go about it will put you off in the first place. Because first of all, we are teenagers growing. I mean, nobody's a child, but the way they will handle the issue, you feel offended. So even if it's good, they ignore.
I have this landlady. Anytime my brothers bring a girl into the house, then her perception is that occurring. So every day, then it has this day that my friend wants to come for her notebook in my house. Then that day, this landlady doesn't know me like that. So that day when I was with my friend, I gave her the book and I was escorting her back to her house. Then this landlady met us in front of my door. Then she was like, Peter, boy, come. Like you feel very embarrassed.
Very true.
So now we are going to take a look at some episodes of YOLO.
As I see, now they allow and make it the see girls, women. What did you call them? If for using head. So that I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes with me I do. Make you see for yourself. Hey, okay.
You know, I was so impressed that Cyril said he learns a lot about sexual health.
I swear.
And that right now he wants to go and share the information with his friends.
Yes, sir.
Because he thinks that they are living dangerously.
Charlie,
seriously?
That's my heart life. Nothing there inside, though. Nothing. Like by now, I know go there some better place. They push himself.
Charlie, you may be right.
Welcome back. Looking back at YOLO, we see Aluta and Pusha reminiscing about their youthful days. Do you think that they regret some of the things they did in their youthful days? And do you think they regret being reckless when they were much younger?
But Aluta, I don't think so. Because looking at Pusha, he really regrets what he did with
Auntie
Nyonam. But looking at Aluta, when Jane came to Auntie Nyonam for help, he wanted to use that chance to sleep with her, meaning he has not regretted what he did when he was younger.
Pusha has really regretted it because he has seen his past life in Drogba's life. That's what Drogba is also following up to now. And then it's like Drogba wants to teach Cyril that kind of style. And then so he regretting it. It has made him buy these sex education books for Cyril to read and know the risks involved in
leading a wayward life.
Yes.
We go for a quick commercial break right about now, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, don't waste any time. He's waiting. You have to make up your mind, though.
Come on, yeah, this is the only way. If you really want to hang out with us, you've got to step up and do this.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to focus on my education.
What?
Here's your phone.
Be a positive influence on your friends. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life. It's an everyday thing. Good life. Live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
Welcome back. You're still watching the YOLO Hangout. Before I let her go, do any of you have questions for her?
Araba in YOLO series, even though she loved her boyfriend, she realized her boyfriend was trying to abuse Felicia, and Felicia came to tell you. What encouraged you to approach him and ask him about what he was trying to do?
It's only natural that you be in a relationship with someone you think you trust. You know, like you hearing things like this about the person from someone else, and not just anybody but a young person who, you know, sees you as a role model. So then you would want to confirm the truth. Obviously, it wouldn't be bad, or nothing should restrict you from asking or confronting the person to find out the real truth.
So with that, we draw the curtains on episode 7 of the YOLO Hangout. The YOLO Hangout is brought to you by the National Population Council, supported by USAID and facilitated by Communicate for Health. Now keep in mind that with all our episodes, you can join the interaction on our social media pages. It's YOLO Ghana on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My name is Lenny Lamote and I've been your host. My guest presenter has been Gali, known in YOLO as Araba. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, my lovely studio audience, for being interactive and for discussing and sharing your personal experiences with us. And so I'll catch you on our next episode of the YOLO Hangout. Good life. Good life. YOLO.
Don't see cancer, I dey go. They say they're bent. When I don't know, they cannot know my thing where I dey do. If they know my thing, so we dey do.